You know, a lot of the work I do centers around a lot of collaboration, and that is musical collaboration, theatrical collaboration, circus collaboration. You know, I've worked comedy collaboration. I've worked in all these different various performance, forms. I sometimes perform solo, but 95% of what I do is in collaboration with groups. So, like working together and kind of like, supporting each other and listening to each other and feeding off of each other's ideas and playing around with each other's ideas is definitely like my main mode of collaboration, of artistic work in the city. The collaborative work I do in the arts, it also is directly, reflective of the work I do with my students too. I've been teaching for many years in many different outlets, from Escuela del Sol, where I am currently. I've taught many years Hispanic Cultural Center, through the Santa Fe Opera, various different schools, and so, working together, supporting each other, in a team effort is really at the core of my artistic values. I just love like researching different sounds and different styles of music and kind of going, now what do they do? What are they doing there that gives it that sound, for instance? That's the beauty of music too, is you can never listen to everything, you can never learn everything, but there's worlds and worlds to explore. 6 years ago, my late wife, Megan Ferguson Mraz, passed away breast cancer. She was just like, the best partner that you can possibly imagine, and she was super supportive of me following my passions in art and music and theater. After she passed, it really was like music that got me through those 3 or 4 months, those really tough months. I don't know what I would have done without music, So fast forward 6 years, this is a couple days ago, I had a student who was really in the process of losing his grandmother. Well, he was having some issues at school because of this, because he's really close with his grandmother. And so I was in touch with his mother about, like how can I best support him through this process. And she sent me a video of a piece that this student's like 7 years old. And the student had created some piano compositions, two piano compositions based off of their grief over their dying grandmother. And I was like, wow, that's just like that's really profound to me. That's like the whole cycle and circle coming back. The music can be used for so many different things. And just to see that cycle, that like, wow, I was so grateful for my piano teacher for teaching me these things. And then now, these things that I have taught this student now, they're using some of the things I taught them, but their own mode of self-expression to help them get through this really difficult time. So it means providing them the right space, the right tools, the right patience, the right instruction, guidance, all these different things, setting everything up so that they can be successful in the way that is successful for them. Most of the stories I heard from my colleagues was that their parents wanted them to be a, typical, like a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, and they were kind of going against the grain. And I was like, wow, well, that's actually not my experience. My parents were actually really excited that I'm doing like theater and music. So I have to give a huge thank you to them, to being so supportive of that. I'm super humbled and super honored to be accepting a Creative Bravos Award. So thank you so much to the city of Albuquerque, to all my collaborators over the years.